Hello, hello, welcome. How are you? Let me run a quick check. Tech check. Are we live? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, hello. Yes, you can. That's awesome. Hello, welcome. Okay, if for any questions, thoughts, ideas, feedback, share with me in the chat. Okay? My name is Ashwini and I am super excited to draw with you today. We have been running these live stream Bargue drawing, the foundational classical principles of drawing. It's all free. We have started with the simplest, the entry point with the eyes, the plates, the Bargue plates, the drawing course. And this is week 6 of doing that, of drawing that. Yeah. So, welcome to week 6. I'm delighted yet that you're here, that you're committed to your growth, and you're enjoying growing with me. So, I share all the techniques from the classical atelier, the proportions and the measurements, all the fun, good stuff. Yeah. So let's explore what that good stuff is. I am here in Seattle area, live from my studio. You can see all the colors blooming, blossoming in my studio here. Okay, let's start drawing. Okay, before that, I would highly recommend that you watch the previous 5 lessons of this course that I'm going step by step in a progressive manner that will build your confidence, so that you're aware of what kind of materials that we're using, and the materials list is also there in the description box. What kind of materials you're using, what is the reason behind them, what are the techniques. And techniques is something that we'll keep repeating throughout. So I'll just introduce you to these 5 specific things that I'm using for this drawing. The first pencil is 2H. This is what I lay in, the block in with, and that's why I recommend you to watch the videos, the recordings of the previous lessons. The 2H is a lighter pencil, so that when you lay in those foundational communication lines, that you're not ruining the paper. The paper is nice. The paper is happy. The second pencil I have is HB. And this is a darker. This is a combination of hard and black. That's why it's HB. The third thing I have is this pen eraser. Very precision based idea to erase something specific. Eraser pencil. This can be sharpened. And a kneaded eraser. You can knead it and work broadly with this. Okay, let's go to our drawing. This is the 6th eye that we're drawing together. How cool. Now I won't change I almost want to show you the all other four and 5 eyes that we've done, but I'll do at the very end, just so that I don't disrupt this setup. Okay. But I want to show you something super cool. Are you drawing every day? When you draw, this happens. And what is this? This is a pencil. It's an HB that you can see. There's a little trace of that HB. So this is what happens when you draw, practice. This is the testament to your skill, to your growth, and that you're making, the pencil is making contact with the paper. And that's why from this to this, and I'm using this extender here. I just love using extender. It gives me a feeling of holding a long brush, so I'm not like going minuscule there. And yes, we use all the techniques where they're important. Okay, Okay, so aim for this. Practice with me. Okay, let's begin. Whew, so, what is the theme of today's? Oops, I was about to break my pencil. Oops. So, the theme of today's session is, the reason I asked for the theme, or I'm introducing you to the theme of this session, is because I'm a yoga teacher in the parallel universe, and I'm about to start leading a summer yoga teacher training in University of Washington, and I'm super excited. It's happening tomorrow. Also marks the summer solstice and International Yoga Day. Okay, so the theme of today's session is reflection, and I'll talk more on that. You can envision that as reflection in the water or in the mirror, or reflection as the act of reflecting on several ideas. Okay, right now I'm reflecting into this eye. How do I approach this? Yeah, watch the previous 5 lessons and this one and draw with me. Don't just watch. So, the way I approach this is first we lay in the horizontal and the vertical. So, it offers us an orientation of this beautiful design that we call the eye, as the language skills are processed in the left brain. Analytically, we have a name for this thing, which is an eye. And the creative right brain, how you can have that interplay of the left and the right is, for the creative right brain, this eye is a design that's being distributed over these quadrants, okay? Among these quadrants, I would say. Okay, so far for the first 5 eyes that we've done, we've been exploring the shapes and the proportions and the measurement techniques and all the linear way of looking. Now, I would love to introduce the idea of dimensionality. The So from linear, from two-dimensional, from shape to form, the underlying form, okay? And that's something that you keep building as you progress, as you progress. So let me introduce that idea here. So design wise, shape wise, something that I can envision, this, and this pencil is not making a mark. This is just a colored pencil that can be erased. I have a nice curated supply list, a selection and a collection of my essential that I use in my studio for artwork, as well as yoga props. Oh, please check it out. You might find something that is useful. But at the same time, don't worry about having all sorts of supplies. It's beautiful to collect them, but at the same time, start with what you have, okay? So, finding balance in both these spectrums, the novelty of having something new and beautiful. Okay, back to reflection. So this looks like an egg, yeah, and that's what I mean by thinking outside the box, looking outside the box for the big design, inviting your right brain to be a part of this creative process, as well as merging it with the left brain, because we're designed to work with both the hemisphere, okay? So now this is the larger sense. At the same time, the other idea of the larger sense is, I can be all creative with this, and this is like a box, a rectangle that I can have this design into. So we're working with the fluid circular ellipsoid and egg-like design, as well as more structural architectural box building like design. And also we can make this a design that is more like a diamond shape here. So these are some ways that you can perceive, so more like a rhombus from that linear box that we started with. Now this can be another way to look at it. I have adjusted all of this, but I hope you see everything there. Okay, cool. So this is how we would approach that. When I talked about the dimensionality, the underlying form, this is an eye. It's an eyeball. So first of all, the socket, it's a socket. And when it's a socket, if you look at my eyes, this is the area, this is the eye socket. So it's a socket. It's concave. Imagine a cave that you're going into the cave. So the eye socket, let me grab something. I'm looking for, okay, I have to move. I'm looking for a skull. So let me grab a skull. This can happen in my studio. There, a skull. Okay. Socket. So this is an opening, okay? So this is concave, this is going in. That's the very foundational, preliminary form when we're drawing the eyes that we're looking at. Like from eyes from any perspective. Perhaps this is that perspective. So the line that's in our drawing, the top line that you can see, that's not the eyebrow line, that's the socket. But yeah, essentially, so this is if you can look at my eye, this is the bone area, that's the socket. I don't want to, poke much. And the eyebrow is like above that. Yeah, this is just gently you can feel your, this line of the socket. So although we're drawing linear, with the help of lines, this is the structure, underlying structure that we are portraying. Yeah. Then this is going inward, concavity, and now the eyeball. It's a ball. Yeah. I'm not going to make another run around. So now within this opening, the ball is sitting within that socket. Yeah. And the ball is what? It's like an earth. It's a sphere. Oh yeah, I can make a ball right here. That's why the kneaded erasers are so super multifaceted and useful. Okay, I'm sculpting a ball right here. As much you love drawing, understanding these concepts, super important. Okay, we just made, so the socket, and this is a little bigger for this socket. So let me take out small piece of it, okay? Let's have fun. Today is a fun day. And that's where the eyeball, I just hope this doesn't fall in. That's how the eyeball is sitting inside the socket. See that? How cool. Oh, wow. I'm having fun. Yeah. Make drawing fun. Okay. So that's your eye socket and eyeball. These simple preliminary structures, keep them in mind. So this is the socket, more structural, architectural, corners, there are corners. Yeah. So even you look at this, corners. And then the eyeball, the ball is more fluid. It has the volume that is convex. Yeah. Okay, cool. Loving this session. I hope you too. Back to drawing. So with the nature of that underlying form, so now we have all this, this is your socket, that the this bone here, and that's an eyeball. The form, the underlying form, so now this is going in. If I were to give directionality to that form, this is going in, and this is coming out like that, and then it goes in again. So that's so in, out, in, out, and in. So that's what I meant by the dimensionality. And same thing on the horizontal plane also. So this is coming out because it's a ball. Yeah, here it's a ball, the eraser ball that I showed you. And then it goes in like that. So in, out, in. Okay, that's the underlying structure. So that's the invitation. As you draw these bargue plates, you might be drawing them, subconsciously, not being aware of this underlying, and that's okay. That's a beautiful start. Okay, so I would invite you to keep empowering yourself wherever you are at, in whichever stage of the drawing. If you understand form right away, the dimensionality, 3D, beautiful. If you don't, that's also fine. Movies, they were first 2D, and then they started making it with the technical invention, technological advancement. The movies are 3D, and then you have 3D glasses to watch those 3D movies and get that 3D experience. So as your journey of 3D is unfolding, as you are developing your dimensionality, your understanding, let it unfold. Okay, so I'll keep introducing these dimensional ideas as we draw, as we continue this journey here. Okay, so the design ideas, that's my method, that's my process. That'll allow you to feel confident, and you might have your own process. That's beautiful. So I'm going to mark the top and bottom and the side to side. So just offering me a frame of reference, and you're aware of all the measuring. I'm not going to do another run around, but all the measuring techniques. So the reason I said I'm not going to do the run around, I can of course, is because the caliper method, let me just show it, it's right here. The caliper method, the measuring caliper method, is something I showed you in a previous session too. Let's just revisit it. Yeah, many techniques I'm revisiting in today's session, and yeah, that once you are aware of the technique, you keep practicing the technique and the method, and you become efficient and proficient in that. So this is the caliper, and you can get this distance from. That's why the vertical and the horizontal is so important, that you have, first of all, the distribution of the masses and the lines and the shapes across them. At the same time, the center point where the vertical and the horizontal meet, the horizon, that is your reference point to measure all other points. See, so that's how you can measure. Okay, and the caliper can move. Another way, this is a skewer I got. Okay, where should I keep this? Somewhere here. This is a nice skewer. Let me switch camera. It's a nice stick. I mean, it bends. So, but anyway, find something that's nice and firm, that's not wonky, so that essentially with an intention that the measurements that you're taking with all your references and the points, it's aligned. Yeah, let's just see how you can do that. So with the skewer, you can place the skewer at the intersection of the vertical and the horizontal, and with your okay, here, let me just move slightly. So with your thumb and the first finger, you can mark that point where like that you hold the skewer, and then you transfer that right here, and with the pencil in the other hand, you mark that point. Okay, like that. So that's one way to do it. You can use calipers, you can eyeball, that's why it's called eyeball. See, so eyeballing is approximation, so not as measured. But when you're training, you can start with these techniques, so you get trained, and when you apply these things that you've learned from the training into your own practice, your artwork, then then you can be as freeing. And okay, so first thing first, I marked, that's how I have done all the measurements, so that you are aware. So I'm marking the top, and the top is where this eye socket, the highest point of the pinnacle of the eye socket. It looks like a mountain, yeah. And again, associate your drawing with anything. So for example, the mountain idea just came to my mind. Yeah. Okay, here is that line, and I can mark that again. So I'm taking the lower point, the bottom point of this. So that's the atelier method. You're being precise, you're learning to be precise. And then, so it's essentially your energy management in yoga. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, there's a concept of one of the yamas and niyamas, brahmacharya. So it's how you manage your energy. So perhaps giving yourself these tools and precision and limiting, I'm not saying limit as in just limit yourself. It's more like, okay, channel and focus in the context that then you can explore and enjoy freedom in all other areas. That's what I meant by channeling, focusing. Let me see, where does this land? I'm finding that side to side. It's right here. Fine. And then this side. Okay, cool. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Mark that side to side. Let me check that again. So coming back to the idea of reflection, I've been reflecting on the last 10 years and how things played out in my journey. As you are aware or may not be, you don't have to be aware about everything in my life. But I've shared that I am an engineer, and I began my education in India. I graduated as an engineer in India, my bachelor's electronics and telecommunications. Then, okay, let me first tell you which line I feel charmed to draw first. This here, and I want to find something that has well. I first want to draw the envelope. Yeah, I want to draw the envelope. See, I was talking and I got distracted, and then I forgot my own method, and now it's back. Okay, so that can happen. Okay, that's reflection. So this is what I feel charmed to start with, the envelope. I'm holding my pencil at the back. This is how I'm holding the pencil, very freeing, very breezy strokes. Okay, so I was saying that I studied engineering and got my bachelor's in India, and then when multiple tracing lines, I'm tracing over it, very light. I'm not so the way I'm holding the pencil, very, very easy and breezy and light. And then I went to Canada for my master's, and I graduated from Carleton University with a master's degree. And my research project was LTE. If you know what I mean, give me a thumbs up, and if you don't know, you will know in just a moment. So this is the envelope. Yeah, you are aware about the enveloping or enveloping concept. Watch the previous videos again. Yeah, so I graduated. LTE is long-term evolution in the context of humans and also in the context of the phones that you're using, the mobile phones. That's my envelope. This will now contain all that energy that we're looking at it as the eye, okay? Now I feel charmed to place this line first and find the envelope for the for the eyeball idea. Now this was the envelope for the eye socket idea. Okay, so back to the storytelling. Long-term evolution. I was doing a research in 5G. I still have the IEEE paper. If you look up online, run a search and see if my name shows up. Okay, so let me see. This is good. How do I want to go about this? I'll just go for a straight line like that here. Finding that envelope within the envelope. Yeah, so I did my research, and then life had other plans. The reason I'm sharing this reflection story is because I graduated around this time, 10 years back, 2015, from Carleton University in Canada. Yeah, and life chose a different path for me. I came here in the Pacific Northwest and went to art school and studied art, and now I'm teaching art. And then I'm born into the Yoga Vedantic tradition, I meant to say. Okay. I'm convoluting all the T words: technology, technique, and tradition. And okay, so in Yoga Vedantic tradition, and yoga is not about just doing a pose or not a physical activity, but you are yoga, a state of consciousness, that integration, unity. Okay, now I have the outer envelope, I have the inner envelope, and I keep on refining those envelopes. Okay. So many times I've said okay. So this is a point where I can softly, with the needed eraser, go over this design, architecture, building block. So yeah, although I was born into the Yoga Vedantic tradition, I did my yoga teacher training here from University of Washington. That's where I teach now. And that's the training starting tomorrow, 200 hours of yoga teacher training. If you want to be a yoga teacher, join us and share your love for yoga. Okay. So then I became a yoga teacher. I started teaching yoga, and I was doing art and all of that. It was going in my universe. And I found in the memories, I found a photo of my graduation. And my mom also shared that with me. I want to give her credit too. So she shared that photo with me, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, reflection. It's been 10 years that I graduated. I'm an engineer, by traditional education, and I chose to educate myself in multiple ways to keep honing, strengthening the skills that I feel passionate about, and I get to share that with you. So, the whole point here is reflect, celebrate. You may have thought of doing something, and life showed you some other ways, different, different direction. Or you are in the path that you've chosen. That's also beautiful. So, wherever you are at, just have a little reflection. How this journey shapes and hones who you are, and you keep evolving. That's the long-term evolution. Yeah. So now essentially I've started going into the depths. These are plumb lines. Like I draw a plumb line vertical and see where it interacts. This is where I can use that caliper, find that line, rather find that distance, mark that point. So I was eyeballing that, and that was almost a vertical line, just a slight angle there. So this is still construction, and I'm aware of the form that's underneath that I showed you. The eyeball, it's a circle. So with these lines, as you focus on the line and the angles, you get an opportunity to work on your line quality. And notice that even though this is a shorter line, I'm extending it, like I'm just extending it beyond to find that rhythm. Okay. Whoops. So I'll show you on this how I keep finding these. Let me take another pencil. So if you were to draw like lines from this point here to all other points, that's like you're creating an umbrella there. So that's how you can find, like, this is a triangle right there. So see, within was such a beautiful triangle. How cool. And this here is another triangle which is upside down. This is triangulation. I keep seeing triangles and all other geometry there. Let me clean that up for you. So these lines are not distracting. Okay, we're doing good on time. And I've learned to transcend the time when I'm working. Working or doing art, whether that's your nervous system is processing time differently when you're engaged into these activities. So rather than a linear time of 30 minutes, or it's important, but yeah, it's more like how you're moving forward with this like comes. So now this time I'm first putting lines and then measuring that. Okay, they can be slightly over. Again, not the time to go into these nuances yet, into the minuscule yet. I still haven't, let's see. Sometimes I can go super fast, sometimes take my own sweet time. Let's see, how much is this here? Okay, now that's inwards here. Eyeballing this line. Well, I think I'm going ahead of myself, so let me just push back slightly before going all into the smaller detail. First want to get this shape correct. You notice that this line is a little thick. Use my pencil eraser to clean that. So the working general to specific. See, now it's taking shape. I hope you can see on camera because my pencil is 2H. I don't want to go super light. I don't want to go super dark. Something that you folks can see. And eventually, yes, I'll make it darker like that. Yeah, with HB pencil. That was the second eye we did. The one that I just showed you. Okay, fine. Now I have something to work with and get into... No, not yet. Get into the smaller... Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Oh, where is this? Oh, I will check the chat in just a moment. I get a refresher too. Okay. So far, so good. Let's take a break and check the chat. Yeah, questions, thoughts, ideas, please share. Okay, cool. Yeah, drop something in the chat so I'm aware that you're there. Okay, going back to drawing. Now again, clean up. So kneaded eraser, rolling over this design. Yes, going back to reflection. Just take a moment of reflection. This could be that you're reflecting over the last 6 months, and also good time for, summer solstice. On the other side of the world, winter solstice. Okay, now this line is not a straight line. It has a curve. But again, something I mentioned in the previous class. This is not this curve. That's not a generic curve. It's a very, very, very specific curve. Okay. I try and get that. Yeah, I mean, still a little ahead of myself getting into the curves. But yeah, I can start and feel a sense. Get this angle. Correct. Let's just check this now. How far is this from the center? This much. So I can come slightly over. Lightly. Excuse me. You have a joyful time drawing. So in next 2 weeks we will have a live drawing class, which is a different topic. And why do I say that? Because it's celebration. After we did the first 4 eyes, we did a bird drawing class. So if you're interested in a specific subject matter, 2 weeks, okay, because we still have to do 2 more eyes. So after 2 weeks, if you have something specific, pacific, let me know. Refinement and clean up. I'm now cleaning up. I observe, like, again, this can be that not so straight experience. So I see where it's slightly lifted up and break down those curves into lines. So yeah, for me, as I reflected back on these 10 years, so important that not yet, okay, I'm not putting that little line. I was like about to go there. Not that territory yet. Still time. As I reflected, I'm super thankful for all the support I've received from nature. And what is that nature? You all are nature. Support from family, support from people like you. You folks love my work, and that's encouraging. You've seen the stages this artist grew into, and still growing. Yeah, you might see my earlier work and it looks totally different, but that was the foundation that helped shape this being. So sometimes even I hesitate with the lines. So that's where these strokes, like going back and forth, can help you find a rhythm and not be as hesitant and stay more persistent. Let's see the angle slightly. So slightly. Going down a bit, this line goes down. So have this eraser pencil that I can use to clean up any lines. So yeah, check in with yourself. What is that you're passionate about? And it's through efforts, through trial and error that it's happening. And have fun with it. Like, you don't have to be like, oh no, but I wanted to do this, and that can happen. So if I were to be still an engineer, that's fine too. Like, why not? Yeah. But then I get a chance to utilize all my engineering skills for for setting up my website. Like, it's technical, analytical, technical. the way I approach my art is also very technical. That's how my brain, got developed. Very, very technical. The technique is what helps me overall to, now again, this is a curved line, to enjoy beauty. So you might not resonate as much with her technique. You might be like, I just want to draw. I want to have fun. It's like a therapy for me. I don't want to be all technical. That's fine. If you're like, okay, share all the techniques in the world with me and I want to get the most accurate drawing, that's also fine. Just observe yourself and honor where you're at. So going into these smaller areas, let me check the angle here. Mine is steeper, rather elongated. The angle. I keep giving you gyan. Jnana is wisdom or knowledge of philosophy also. So I love philosophy. And again, as an embodied idea. Not just philosophy as a concept, a thought. But yeah, it can happen as a thought. It's fine. I keep saying it's fine, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever you think, it's fine. Just be clear with yourself, like. And the clarity also comes whenever it's time. You put honest, sincere, innocent effort. And when it's time, it's time. Is my camera moving a lot? Because my hand is touching the camera. Better. Imagine the thrill when you draw all these, however many eyes they are. How many eyes they are? 12. Oh, there are 12 eyes. So cool. Okay, now I take the cleaning pencil, the eraser pencil, any plumb lines, the lines that were architectural, clean that up. I swear this pencil eraser is so helpful. As if you're drawing with eraser. Okay, so I've been silent for a while. So I'm hearing the sound of the pencil. And in any inspiration would come, I'll speak. So the next step, as always, one can say that, oh, it's finished, it's done here. I still think that this, what is it? Oh. Okay, it's that. What is that? It's that line. I'm surely gonna break a pencil here. Not trying, very mindfully not trying to break that. Is this line? There's no space there. Okay, as I moved that line, I take that pen eraser and clean up this other line. that I initially put down. Okay. After all that cleanup, it needed eraser. Need over. And I don't need over, but just like roll over. Everything is still visible. It's integrated into the paper. Now you can switch pencil and work with an HB for this like a deeper look. I'm still going to work with the 2H because sometimes I like to just come back the next day and refine my drawing. So that's where having this lighter pencil is helpful for me. Yeah, so you may notice that things are flowing as you continue drawing with me work through this course, Bargue drawing course. That things are naturally getting smoother. The process is getting smoother for you. And that's because you worked hard and smart, and you just worked. The work doesn't have to be like hard or smart, or it's consistent work. That's what I mean by you've worked. Okay, now this will also help translate this effort, this understanding, this experience of drawing into your paintings. If you're painting, you're a painter. So yeah, invitation for today's class is to reflect. Also, as you reflect on the past, you can also have an idea of how you would like to, what is that vision that you have for yourself, for your future. Future, that you meet your future. How do you want to meet your future? Where do you want to meet your future? As many, for me, 10 years back, I never knew this was the future, right? For me, 10 years back, I thought, okay, now I have this degree, I'd be working. I wanted to do PhD. Life had other plans again. So my PhD is this that I'm embodied art and embodied philosophy, and I'm living yoga, sharing these techniques and teachings, rather, I would say, not just techniques. Technique is a surface level idea to get mastery, to get deeper and deeper knowing and understanding of yourself. So that's what techniques are essential. And then you let go, you lose the technique in the process. When I say lose, you not necessarily let go of the technique, it's you integrate it. It becomes second nature. You don't think about the technique. It's like the energy is moving and the technique is a part of that. Oh yeah, of course, for that effortless effort, for the mastery, of course you need to, for the effortless effort, you need to first put in effort. And it's an everyday process. It doesn't end like one day. I've done this and then now I have, honestly, I've had those moments like, oh, I could draw now. That's it. That's the end of the story. Now I can draw. Awesome. But no, the next day I felt like, oops, frustration. This is not this bird or this flower. By the way, flower drawing can be a fun idea 2 weeks after for this live stream to celebrate 4 more eyes. So yeah, the second I thought, oh yes, I can now draw. And I gave myself a challenge to draw a flower or a bird where my skills can be tested out, can be put into action. And then I have not dealt, but experienced all the frustration of, oops, I just thought I became a drawer, a draftsman. And now, so navigate through that experience. So it's an everyday process. This is again not just a straight line like that. It's a curve, but again not just any curve. You can break that curved line into three and see how that serves you. So looking at the time, I'll just go for next 5 minutes and pause there. You get the idea of the process. For me, the next step is to roll the eraser again, the needed eraser, and use the HB or H pencil to, this is like a bird's beak, yeah. So associate, map into something that might be familiar. Have fun. Okay, I was sharing the next step is to come back with the B pencil, and once that cleaning up and needed eraser rolling, that step is done. So I'm not fatigued or tired to go over this over and over. And of course, I don't want to go over this to that degree that I'm just like, okay, this is saturated, my brain is saturated, this drawing and the paper is saturated with all the material and the pencil. But, just to refine it once or twice, iterate, I would say. If you feel like, okay, I've done a lot of damage to the paper, then yes, I would say just do a different one in that case. Almost there. I hope wherever you are in the world that you enjoy this. And you draw. Have fun drawing. Okay, good. Okay, two last things. And I'll also consider the line weight. So for example, here the line is thicker, deeper, carries more substance. Here the line is very thin, almost invisible. So this creates visual interest, more dimension, and there's a reason that not everything is as defined and as pronounced. Just look around in nature. Okay, so that's all I would do. I'm not afraid to get that curve. Whoops. I need a reset. I'll just clean that up. Cleaning up any marks that I've put down for measuring. Yes, hope you feel more and more confident with each drawing. So let me show you the final in the front camera. This is my happy little brush. It's a big brush. Like clean up the eraser dust with. Oh, I know what was missing. I didn't put the light on. Oops. Let me see how that looks. The light is here. Next time, remind me, someone. Did it make a difference? It's okay. Okay, good. Never mind. Ran an experiment. Let me get back. How are you? How are you? And show you this. Whee! Now I need a light. I need to see how it's looking. Okay, so that's what we did. And you can see all these after the live stream. I use this HB pencil and go over so the marks are darker, and also work with the line weight. So this is what we did today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Half a dozen eyes. How beautiful. So stay consistent, give yourself this goal. And these are so small, like very small drawings. It's not like big drawings that it's intimidating. And of course, the big drawings don't have to be intimidating. It's just that if you're working with that fear factor that, oh no, I have to do this drawing. It's very small. This takes what, an hour or more or less. I mean, this can take 5 minutes too. Depends on how you want to draw and everything. So let me just quickly show you that HB pencil trick. We still have time, so we have all the time. So the next step, once I would roll over, and then I'll work with this HB pencil. See that? It's becoming darker. So for example, on this line here, okay, cool. So that's all I have to share with you. One more final thing. I'm dreaming a flower painting class in August 2025. Tell me what day and time works best with you. I have a few students who are interested in learning flower painting online. So I have a sunflower right there. You see that? That. Okay? Have fun. Take care of yourself. Nourish yourself. Okay? Enjoy life. Keep smiling. Keep laughing, rather. Yeah. Keep laughing. Drawing. Keep drawing. Make sure that your pencils... Oh yeah, this is a good pencil for this drawing. This size of the skull. This skull is smaller than the life size. This pencil is also smaller than life size. Okay, enjoy life. Enjoy every moment. Center, ground, and be yourself. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.